We'll be going over IRS Form SS-16, Certificate of Election of Coverage. So this form really is only for employers, specifically religious orders, churches, chapters and such, where the members or the practitioners are required to take a vow of poverty. So the federal law allows certain or religious organizations to abstain from Social Security and Medicare insurance coverage under certain circumstances. And one of those circumstances is if their members are required to take a vow of poverty as part of their job assignment. For example, priests that may need to take a vow of poverty, so on and so forth. However, those same religious orders do have the option to be able to opt into Social Security and Medicare. And so we're going to go through this form, what it means to the practitioners, the members of the order. So this is pretty straightforward. Completing the form is not the most difficult thing. It's really about what conditions this form takes effect under. So let's get into it. So let's imagine that our person, John Doe, is a member of a religious order, and he's required to take a vow of poverty. Now, the religious order has abstained from Social Security and Medicare coverage for quite some time, and they were exempt because they were grandfathered under federal law so that they did not have to withhold taxes. But after after a series of decisions from their congregation, from their members, the church has now decided that they're going to start participating in Medicare coverage. So that means a couple of things for that church or religious order. First of all, they're going to have to go back and amend, possibly, or file new either quarterly or annual employment tax returns. So even most churches will have some administrative staff that is already opting into Medicare and Social Security. So most of those religious organizations probably have already filed IRS Form 941. But if there's a situation where they're receiving retroactive benefits, then they may need to amend that. So let's go through this form, and then we'll talk about what all of the different scenarios that might pan out. So the full name of the religious order. So Acme Religious Solutions, and their employer ID number is, and their address is in John's hometown. And the effective date, let's just say that we're going to backdate this to the beginning of second quarter 2025. And then, of course, John Doe would sign this form. John... and then put in a phone number. So what this means is anyone that is a practitioner at this church used to be able to opt out of Social Security and Medicare. And to my knowledge, if you're opting into one, you have to opt into the other. So what the church has decided is that they're going to start opting into Social Security and Medicare, and then they're going to backdate this so that everyone's covered as of 6/1/2025. So now, practically speaking, there are 4 copies of this. There's 4 pages. Each copy would look exactly the same. So copy A it goes to the IRS to be retained in their records. Copy B, which is the same, gets forwarded to the Social Security Administration because they need to be able to keep track of, all right, these are new people that we're going to be building Social Security and Medicare records for. Copy C is returned to the taxpayer. And then copy D, it actually says it off screen, but it says keep for your records. So, so you would file 3 copies with the IRS, and then you would get one back from the IRS. There's probably some sort of acknowledgement documentation on it when you receive it back from the IRS. So a couple things. One, what is a religious order? So for the purpose of this certificate, a member of a religious order is someone who is subject to a vow of poverty, performs the services usually required of an active member, and is not considered retired either due to age or disability. So in this case, this would be all the practitioners, the priests, not necessarily the administrative staff, or if they have janitors that are employees, that those would not be unless they're taking vows of poverty for some reason. And then the wages subject to Social Security. There's a definition in the IRS that includes the fair market value of room and board, clothing, and other benefits that they may receive in exchange for those services. If the fair market value of those items is less than $100 a month, then they wouldn't include that as wages. But that's important because we're backdating this. So Acme Religious Solutions would have to go back and amend their second quarter 941 form, their quarterly employment tax form, and they would use IRS form 941X to make that amendment. So, and then you can see the same instructions for on copy A and copy C. It basically walks you step by step through the different fields as required. Retroactive coverage. If you need to pay taxes, you would need to file that retroactively. It's irrevocable, which means once you turn this on, you can't go back to being exempt anymore. So this is definitely not a decision that's taken lightly. On the next page, it gives scenarios in which, you would file the original 941. If you've never filed one, you would file an amended 941 or 941X. If you're required to file 944 instead, then you would call the IRS for assistance. And then you can, you would need to file your forms for retroactive quarters, and there's instructions on how you would do that. And then it talks about where you would file those forms. So generally speaking, by the time you're getting to completing this, all the decision making has been made. You've probably already, had the preparatory work done in terms of either filing or amending your employment tax return. And then this is kind of a formality where you would send this to the IRS. There is a filing address here. You would send it to the Department of Treasury location in Ogden, Utah. So, and then, that's basically it for this video. So we do we do cover this in a little bit more detail in the instructions in our article. So you can check that out at teachmepersonalfinance.com. Simply type in IRS form SS-16 and the article should appear. So if you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, or if there's another topic that you'd like to see covered in an upcoming video, please hit me up in the comments section. Thank you very much and have a great day.